This is the story of three plastic bottles, empty and discarded. Their journeys are about to diverge with outcomes that impact nothing less than the fate of the planet. But they weren't always this way. To understand where these bottles end up, we must explore their origins. The heroes of our story were conceived in this place called the oil refinery. The plastic in their bodies was formed by chemically bonding oil and gas molecules together to make monomers. In turn, these monomers were bonded into long polymer chains to make plastic in the form of millions of pellets. Those were melted at manufacturing plants and reformed in molds to create resilient material that makes up the triplets' bodies. Machines filled the bottles with sweet, bubbly liquid, and they were then wrapped, shipped, bought, opened, consumed, and unceremoniously discarded. And now here they lie, poised at the edge of the unknown. Bottle 1, like hundreds of millions of tons of his plastic brethren, ends up in a landfill. This huge dump expands each day as more trash comes in and continues to take up space. As plastic sits there being compressed amongst layers of other junk, rainwater flows through the waste and absorbs the water-soluble compounds it contains, and flows through the waste and absorbs them. And some of them are actually highly toxic. Together, they create a harmful stew of leachate, which can move into groundwater, soil, and streams, poisoning ecosystems and harming wildlife. Uh, and the bottle two's journey is stranger, but unfortunately, it's not that happier. He floats on a trickle that reaches a stream that flows into a river, and a river that reaches the ocean. After months lost at sea, he's slowly drawn into a massive vortex where trash accumulates, a place known as the Great Pacific Garbage Patch. So here the ocean currents have trapped millions of pieces of plastic debris. This is one of the five plastic-filled places in the world seas. So places where the pollutants turn the water into cloudy plastic soup. Some animals like seabirds get entangled in this mess. They and others mistake the brightly colored plastic bits for food. Plastic makes them feel full, and when they're not, they starve to death and pass the toxins from the plastics to the rest of the food chain. But bottle 3 is spared the cruel story of his brothers. A truck brings him to a plant where he and his companions are squeezed flat and compressed into a block. Okay, this sounds pretty bad, but it gets better. The blocks are shredded into tiny pieces which are washed and melted, so they become the raw materials that can be used again. And as if by some kind of miracle, bottle 3 is now ready to be reborn, and is completely something new. So for this bit of plastic with such humble origins, suddenly the sky has become the limit.